You know that feeling, right? You're out to dinner and suddenly the menu's just a blur. Or maybe you're driving at night and the glare from headlights feels a little overwhelming. It's so easy to just brush that off. But what if those little things are actually a sign? And what if the answer isn't another trip to the eye doctor, but something you can find right in your own kitchen?
So, is blurry vision just something we have to accept as we get older? I think a lot of us just assume that, it's just a part of life. But what if it's not? What if that's not the whole story? What if we've been missing a huge piece of the puzzle this whole time?
And look, this isn't just some vague feeling we all have. The National Eye Institute is basically sounding the alarm here. They're saying vision loss is rising faster than ever. So you got to ask, what's going on? Well, a huge part of the answer lies in something that's happening while we're asleep, the one time our eyes are actually supposed to be repairing themselves.
Okay, so the main villain in this story is something called oxidative stress. The easiest way to think about it, it's like a slow, steady rust that's happening to the super delicate cells inside your eyes. And here's the really wild part. This damage actually gets worse at night. Yeah, the exact time when your eyes are supposed to be fixing all the wear and tear from the day. It's kind of crazy, right?
But, and this is a big but, here's where the good news comes in. This is where the story totally flips. Scientists have found something pretty amazing. It turns out that nature has packed some really common fruits with the exact tools your eyes need to fight back and actually do that repair work overnight.
So, let's get into it. We're going to count down the top 7 fruits that science says can literally help your eyes repair themselves while you sleep. We'll look at what they are, how they work, and, super important, the right way to eat them to get the best results.
All right, let's kick this countdown off. Coming in at number 7 is a fruit you probably see all the time and maybe don't think much about, the good old kiwi.
So, kiwi is all about targeting damage to your retina and that annoying morning dryness. It's packed with 2 things called lutein and zeaxanthin. Just think of them as built-in sunglasses for your eyes, filtering out bad light. And here's a little pro tip straight from the research. It's not the green ones, but 2 golden kiwis about an hour before you go to sleep. That's what they found can make a real difference in how sharp your vision is.
Okay, at number 6, we've got a classic summer treat that holds a pretty surprising secret for your eyesight. We're talking about watermelon.
Now, if you're someone who wakes up and it feels like it takes forever for your vision to get clear, you're going to want to hear this. That morning blurriness, it's often a sign that your retina isn't getting enough blood flow. Watermelon tackles this head-on. First, it's mostly water, so it hydrates you, but it's also full of lycopene, a really strong antioxidant, and something called citrulline, which actually helps improve blood flow. More blood flow means more oxygen for your eyes while you're sleeping. Makes sense, right?
All right, for number 5, we're going a little off the beaten path. This is a fruit that a lot of people haven't even tried, but its power for night vision is, wow, just remarkable. We are talking about black currants.
You see that deep, rich purple color? That's where the magic is. It comes from these things called anthocyanins, and they are incredible antioxidants. What they do is they calm down inflammation and they boost the blood flow straight to your optic nerve. And the result of all that? Your eyes can adjust way faster when you go from a bright room to a dark one. For anyone who struggles with night driving, this is an absolute game changer.
Moving on to number 4, we've got a fruit that's probably in your fridge right now, blueberries. But hold on, there's a really important detail here that makes all the difference.
So blueberries have this special compound, pterostilbene, that can actually get past your eye's natural defenses to fight damage right where it's happening, in your light-sensing cells. But here's the catch I was talking about. You can't just use any blueberries. You need the small, dark, wild ones. You usually find them in the frozen section. They have almost twice the good stuff compared to the big, plump ones we usually see fresh. And one more huge tip, don't eat them with milk or yogurt. The dairy actually blocks your body from absorbing the good stuff.
Okay, we're in the top 3. And at number 3, we have a fruit that seriously looks like it came from outer space. And trust me, its benefits are just as out of this world. I'm talking about dragon fruit.
Now specifically, we're talking about the deep red kind of dragon fruit. It goes after a problem called retinal hypoxia. That's just a fancy way of saying your eyes aren't getting enough oxygen. You know that feeling when you slept all night but your eyes still feel tired and heavy? That could be why. The red color comes from betalains, and they help open up the tiny blood vessels in your retina. Oh, and here's a tip that almost everyone misses. You have to chew those little black seeds. Don't just swallow them. They're loaded with omega-3s, which is so important for your eyes' nerve health.
All right,
Our number 2 pick is something that's been used as an eye remedy for literally thousands of years. And now, modern science is finally figuring out why it works so well. Let's talk about goji berries. Goji berries zero in on your macula. That's the part right in the center of your retina that's in charge of all your sharp, detailed, straight-ahead vision. And the reason they're so good for it is that they have one of the highest concentrations of zeaxanthin found anywhere in nature. It's like a shield for that crucial central part of your vision. A quick tip to get the most out of them, just soak a couple of tablespoons in some warm water for 10 minutes before you eat them. It makes them way easier for your body to use. And here we are at the number 1 spot. Now this fruit, it's not exotic, it's not expensive, but it targets a secret enemy, a destructive process that most of us have never even heard of, but it is quietly, silently damaging our vision every single day. So, what is it? What is the number 1 most powerful fruit you can eat for your eyes before you go to sleep? It's papaya. Yep, simple papaya. You might have one sitting on your counter right this second. And its real power is how it fights a very specific and very destructive enemy of clear vision.
And that enemy has a name: glycation. So what is that? Basically, it's when sugar molecules from your diet literally stick to the proteins in the lens and retina of your eye. Think of it like sugar making things sticky and stiff and cloudy over time. It's a huge cause of blurry vision and even cataracts that nobody really talks about. But papaya contains a special enzyme called papain, and this stuff has been shown to actually get in the way and disrupt that whole destructive process.
Okay, so now you have the list of the top 7. But listen, just knowing what to eat is only half the story. If you really want to unlock the full potential of these fruits, you've got to know how to eat them. So let's run through 5 really quick but absolutely essential rules.
Okay, rule number 1, keep them away from dairy. Wait at least 90 minutes before or after you have milk, cheese, or yogurt, because the calcium can block all the good stuff. Number 2, add a little bit of healthy fat. Just a few walnuts or almonds will do the trick. It helps your body absorb the nutrients. Rule 3, wash them gently, and do it right before you eat. You don't want to wash away all those fragile antioxidants. 4, let them get to room temperature. Cold fruit actually suppresses some of the key enzymes you need. And last but not least, rule number 5, timing is key. You want to eat these fruits about 60 to 90 minutes before you hit the pillow. That gives your body the fuel it needs for that big overnight repair job. So, let's just step back for a second and bring this all home. This isn't really about reading a few more letters on an eye chart, is it? It's about so much more. It's about independence. It's about confidence. It's about being able to clearly see the world and, more importantly, the faces of the people you love.
Look, if there's one thing I really want you to take away from all of this, it's this: you are not helpless here. Worsening vision is not something you just have to sit back and accept. It's often the result of these sneaky things we talked about, like oxidative stress and glycation. And the best part? You now have a battle plan. You have tools you can use to start fighting back, literally tonight.
So I want to leave you with one final question to think about. Just imagine, if you woke up tomorrow and the world just seemed a little bit clearer, a little bit sharper, what's the very first thing you'd want to really see? Would it be a sunrise? A page in your favorite book? The face of someone you care about? Just think about that for a second, because at the end of the day, that's what all of this is really about.